Hello there, Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I'm glad to be here. And last week was an awesome week. Lori and I had the opportunity, among other things, we had the opportunity to travel to the Big Apple, to New York City. We were the guests of an organization that makes these. You've probably seen them all over the place. The Kind, I got that in upside down, there we go. Kind protein, nutritious nuts and fruit bars that are wildly popular now. Wildly popular. Lori and I have been ordering them by the case for over a year now. And what an opportunity we had to be their guest. We were invited by Daniel Lubetzky, who is the founder. And the purpose was that they were doing what we call an event for First Descents. Now, First Descents, I've told you before, is an organization that was founded by Brad Ludden. And Brad Ludden himself was coming out to New York, where 17 young adults living with cancer were going to be able to go out and go kayaking with Brad. And now Brad, so you know, is at one time was the #1 kayaker in the world. And how First Descents got started was that his aunt had cancer. And so he saw what she was going through, and she saw the struggle and how she was losing sight and didn't have camaraderie and people that she could talk to and share the experience with. So he first took her out kayaking, and he saw this new person emerge, having this excitement, something to other than cancer to think about. That's evolved into an organization that gathers groups of up to 15 cancer survivors, those that are living with cancer or have lived with cancer, between the ages of 18 and 39, and takes them out on challenging outdoor activities, whether it be kayaking or whether it be rock climbing or whether it be surfing. Thousands a year, over 1,000 young adults are going out each year now in these groups and being able to experience that with amazing results. Amazing results in terms of what they're able to do to add more quality to their life. Their motto is outliving it. I love that motto because it's a double entendre. You know, it means two different things. Outliving it, we're outliving it, and we're out living it. And so for me, it was very special to be there. And First Descents was the guest of Daniel Lubetzky, who is the founder of Kind, the Kind bars. Wildly successful. It's just amazingly successful. But what I enjoyed most was I figured I need to get to know this man that has created this company. And so he's written a book called Do the Kind Thing, and by Daniel Lubetzky, so you can see who it is. And, you know, when I find a book that I like, the #1 criteria is that it makes me introspective. It forces me to go inside to start asking myself new questions. How can I do things better? How can I learn from this? How can I become better myself? And as I read, this is his story of how he built this company, this multi-million-dollar company. Think boundlessly, work purposefully, live passionately. And what I liked particularly about this was it's so aligned with empowered wealth principles and concepts. His approach to everything. And so it just rang true as I read through this. And a couple of things about this. Let me just share with you. This is one that we'll probably do a book review on how to take this and put it into our lives. But let me just share with you a couple quick thoughts that he hit in the book that I think are very powerful. And there's so many more. But one of the things that has been especially meaningful to me since I started Meaningful Mondays is, if you recall, it started because I wanted to keep each week meaningful. And what I did was I sent a video to myself. I actually recorded a video to myself that said, "Hello, Lee." This was on December 31st of 2013. And I set it up to come back to me on December 31st of 2014. "Hello, Lee. If you're watching this, congratulations on making it through a new year." And I purposefully and thoughtfully thought through what I wanted that year to be. I had a conversation with myself. Now, one of the things that Daniel talks about in this book is that the person that you talk to the most is yourself. So why not have meaningful conversations with that person? And he talked about happiness. Now, you've heard me say before that happiness is not something you pursue. Happiness is something that you ensue. And what he said was knowing what makes you happy is presumably the first step to actually being happy. So why is it that so many people go their entire lives without considering it? It's tough work. Actually, not just because our modern culture of tweets, blogs, emails, and Facebook, all these posts and time extinguish the time that we have for deep reflection. These are tough questions that are not easy to answer, and so we tend to avoid them. And if you never ask them, guess what? You'll never get the answer. So you'll never be able to even start the journey to find the answers. And you know what? The journey itself may be the answer. If you can find what you love and do it, your success will start to find you. It will start to ensue. Because every day that you're involved in that you care about what those things that you value most and the things that you're excited about, then happiness will find you. If you let the societal pressures fool you into thinking that your goals are financial success or power or fame or other empty concepts on which you benchmark yourself against others, in other words, false happiness is about comparison, you'll be like a hamster running on a wheel, never quite reaching a goal. So I think about this concept of reflection and self-reflection. And so I encourage you, I talked to you a couple of weeks ago about having conversations with yourself. I encourage you to take the time to have meaningful conversations with yourself, to find out what are those things that are essential for you, what are those things that you value most. And as you look at this, we talk about finding that passion. That's not to replace your business. You can say, maybe I'm passionate about my business, and that's where I want to devote my time. Well, you can be passionate about your business, but also at the same time find out that passion can really, how does it help others? And it becomes the vehicle to helping others. It's not the end itself, but it's the vehicle that will allow you to really be able to help society and make a difference on this planet. I encourage you, if you have the time and the inclination, get this book, or you can get it on Kindle. That's how I read it. And spend a little bit of time with it. I think that you will find, like I did, that it causes you to ask new questions. And as you ask those questions, you'll start talking to yourself and you'll have great conversations. Be meaningful. Have a meaningful week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.